Gentlemen, welcome to the Kingdom of Kodiak. I'm Kodiak. This is episode 29. With me today is Lord Squire Qwert.
Hello.
Hello. For anyone who doesn't know, that's where it started. If anyone's looking for the weird hello, it's working. It's right there. All right, let's jump right in. Let's hit you with the bare necessities. Sorry, Sid. All right. How long have you been playing Amguard?
Forever. I've been coming out to Amguard since I was probably like 2. So I've been in Amguard for 16 years.
It's crazy. We're going to get into that a little bit down the road. I'm not going to ask the second half of that question because how long have you been aware of Amguard? I think you were aware of Amguard before you knew what Amguard was. So,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever been something that I was aware of.
Oh,
when I started becoming aware of things that existed, I was aware of Amguard.
Yeah, but you've already participated in it.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Amguard 16 years. I've been aware of Amguard for 16 years because my conscious mind wasn't aware of anything until I was 3.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Something like that.
Where does the persona name Qwert come from?
So I was playing Lord of the Rings Online, and I think I might have been 8 or something, but I was my character's name was Deathmerk because that's just my in-game thing or whatever, right? But I was like, oh no, I can't have that as my Amguard name. So I remember naming my pet Raven, just Qwert, on the keyboard. Yeah.
And that's where it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Darius would like to know, is it pronounced Qwert or Qwerty?
Qwert. Here's why isn't in there.
And that's how you chose your name. How about the persona of Qwert? Can you give us a little bit of an in-depth look into the persona?
Okay. My persona made there isn't too much there, but what is there is that I'm a demon goblin.
Okay.
I was playing role-playing games on Roblox or something, and I thought being a demon goblin was real cool for whatever reason, and I was a short little person. I played goblin all the time. I had made and entered some goblin armor for Crown Qualls is a whole thing. It's goblins.
Okay. All right. Goblins. Beatrix, who's in our chat right now, is excited because there's more demons. So, demon goblin. Just wait, Beatrix. There's more coming, I'm sure. What award are you most proud of receiving?
Wow, I don't know. I think maybe my Squire's belt is amazing and I love that. But I think another one that comes to mind is my when I got the mask at Maze.
Okay.
I was playing a lot of monster classes a giant spider, goblin, maybe it was just those 2.
Okay.
But I remember getting the mask at Maze.
Cool. We'll talk about the belt line here down the road, but all right. What's your favorite kind of battle game?
My favorite kind of battle game. I like ones that are kind of silly.
Okay.
The ones that kind of just end up being a mess, but it's fine because everyone is loving it. It's falling apart, but it's kind of great.
Okay.
Like,
So your favorite battle game is one that doesn't work?
yeah, well, maybe, but just kind of just the fun ones, more like that. Sometimes they don't mean to be fun, but like silly fun is what kind of what I mean.
Okay. And when you're playing these silly fun battle games, what would be the class of choice for you?
Uh, Wizard is fun, just because
I knew you were going to say that.
there's so many like different things you can end up doing, or Bard is also kind of hilarious with the songs.
Whiz biz.
Whiz biz. You can't. There we go. Get the thumb. There. Whiz biz.
Whiz biz. Okay, so when you're rocking one of those hilarious classes, what would you say is your weapon and skill loadout?
Well, when I'm thinking hilarious, I'll go like wizard with a million shoves, an ambulance, and just shove people all day.
Yeah.
There's that's like the first thing that comes to my head, but also like spell balls are pretty fun. I take a sword. Swords are great.
Yeah, you should have a sword. Everyone should have one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just
But
get run over.
shoves, that's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoves are fun.
Okay. Well, that is the bare necessities. Again, sorry, Sin. We're going to move on to the 3 questions that the Kingdom of Kodiak has decided are important and need to be answered.
All right.
So, Kron asks, when is Sir Glenolf actually going to get a toaster and a soda maker?
And a soda maker.
Yep.
Well, I regret to inform you that I've heard no such count of these mystical objects, or in their relation to Sir Glenolf.
Okay, so we're certain Sir Glenolf exists, but toasters and soda makers may not. Is that where you're going?
Well, I haven't heard about Sir Glenolf's toast. Is he supposed to be getting a toaster? Does he not have a toaster?
He apparently doesn't have a toaster.
Or is someone gonna get him a toaster? Like, does
that's
he
what
need a toaster?
That's what we're here asking, man. That's the questions from KOK is he going to get a toaster? And you presented a scenario where toasters may not even be real. So I need to know.
Well, I know I have found a toaster in my own home, so I know that they're real.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we can ship a toaster to him.
Okay. So
get one. Who knows?
It's still on the table. We might ship a toaster, maybe. If they're real. I mean, Qwert could be lying.
Right. It could be.
He could be. Stillhat would like to know, what's your thoughts on bears?
On bears?
Yeah.
Bears are pretty great. I get excited about bears.
Excitement about some bears.
Yeah. In Adventure Time, there's a whole song that's just them screaming bears the whole time.
I love it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So who or what would be your favorite bear?
Favorite bear?
Yep.
You.
Yeah. You see that, Stillhat? That's 2-0 Kodiak. Yeah.
Number 1 bear.
Will Stillhat ever be the favorite bear?
What?
The next question is, will Stillhat ever be the favorite bear?
I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
you were more firm about the toaster may not being real
I
than you were. Okay.
I didn't. I don't know. I'm. They went over my head.
Okay. All right. Still, I would also like to know what are your thoughts on Dragonspine's mobile pool?
The mobile pool. Okay. Uh, I feel like it's something that could definitely happen. I'm not sure what pool policies line up with COVID policies. I'm not sure how that.
Yeah. Well, what about if I told you it wasn't a pool, but it was a jacuzzi?
That sounds more relaxing than a
Okay.
pool.
All right. So if we're looking for relaxing, we're going jacuzzi. All
Right.
right. Got it. And a follow up question to that is should bears be allowed in the pool?
Uh, Probably, yeah. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't allow bears in the pool. If they were mean bears, probably not.
Okay.
Like
And
we, yeah.
does that change if it's the jacuzzi?
Uh, no, I don't think so. I
You're
think
just
I think it's still
okay.
same rules. Like there's no reason to exclude the bears.
But good bears. Good
Right,
bears get jacuzzis and pools.
right. You
Okay.
can't be a bad bear in a jacuzzi.
Nope, nope, no bad bears in jacuzzi.
Yeah.
That sounds like country logic right there. I love it. I love it. All right. So that's the general questions. Now we're getting to your categories.
Oh,
Your categories. Your first category is growing up guard
all right.
because you were born with a sword in your hand. So we're going to talk about that. But to start off, Zana would like to know how have you been?
I mean, I've been all right.
All right.
Um, I'm doing school. I mean, it's kind of rough just being in the house and not being excited about school, but finding other things to be excited about, like playing games or like trying to work on art stuff. I've been wanting to do Inktober stuff this month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stillhat would like to know how are you so chill?
I mean, I guess I kind of just try and go with things. I'm not. I don't know. I don't have any advice for that.
Well, I mean, being chill is a thing you have or you don't. There's no how do you teach
Right.
chill? Well, like that's just come on.
I guess I have it, apparently.
It just goes with the flow. All right. Beatrix, how would you introduce yourself to someone who is new to Amtgard?
Um, I would just introduce myself and like, hey, I'm Daniel, or whatever, and my Amtgard name is Qwert.
So no goblin screams and runs away?
No,
Oh. Man.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Here's the long question. This is the one. This is the one that got the category of grown up guard for you.
The one, okay.
Mags would like to know
All right.
what's it like growing up in Amtgard? And how do you think it has affected your fighting and how you view Amtgard as a whole?
Okay. So what is it like growing up in Amtgard? For me, it was definitely something that I ended up needing. It was like a place that I could go to every weekend, and
Mhm.
I kind of view Amtgard like home. So that's kind of where like what growing up Amtgard is like. It's just like another home, I guess. And like it doesn't matter if it's like at your park or like some other park in California or at Gathering of the Clans, but that's kind of how it feels to me.
Cool.
Then was the other parts of
Uh,
that question?
how, how did it affect your fighting and how you view Amtgard as a whole?
Um, I guess fighting is like more supernatural, or not supernatural, but super space natural to
Sure. Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Um, just because like I've been doing it for so long.
Hmm.
I think I was allowed to fight like starting when I was like 12 or 13 maybe.
Hmm.
And so it's like 5 years, but it just feels natural to me since I've just been doing it. I didn't have to like learn how to do it. I was just like learning how to get better at it, if that makes sense.
Sure. Absolutely does. And what about your view on Amp Guard as a whole?
And Amtgard as a whole is definitely like I said earlier, it's like a home or like a community. Um, I guess I don't really know like what other people see on the outside. And so like when someone new comes along, like I don't like see what I guess like I have generally positive connotations about Amtgard,
Hmm.
where like I've talked about it to other people, or I guess this was mostly as a kid, but other kids were like, "Oh my gosh, you do that LARPing or whatever," and they never really had like a negative connotation with that.
Right.
So I guess it's just positive for me.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Dame Annabelle would like to know,
Okay.
what was it like growing up in Las Cruces with Anatole, Imran, Xian, and Sane teaching?
Well, uh, I'd say it's definitely growing up here in Las Cruces was like with those people. I was definitely like privileged to be able to like have those experiences and like fight them.
Hmm.
But I don't. I feel more like I feel better than about like having the connection with those people. Like Isaac's amazing. He's great, and like Eric
Yes.
and Kyle too. Uh, they're all pretty great, and so I'm just like happy to have like known them. You know.
Cool. All right. I noticed you didn't say Sane at the end, but don't worry. This question will ask about Sane. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Still, I would like to know: do you believe growing up in the game gave you a better, worse, or same experience as peers that you found in the game later?
Um, I don't I don't think it was better or worse, but I feel like it's definitely different. Um, I had a different perspective as of Amtgard can be like a more overarching things like with other with other uh like kids that I would fight sometimes like at events and stuff. Dude, I forgot where I was going with that.
It's okay. I think from as an outside observer of you, you have built a strong social structure to talking to people that are older than you and
Uh-huh.
understand how to talk to people younger than you because you've been around both of those the entire time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can definitely do that. I remember I like at the same day I would help with like Kids Quest stuff, and then later I would like go out onto the ditch field or whatever, and then like later that day hang out with everyone at like 2 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all fun.
Cool. All right. And Magna Hild would like to know, what's it like living with Sane? What's that like? Come on, tell us.
Okay. Well, it's definitely it can be fun sometimes. Like he's like playing the banjo, or like sometimes he'll ask me something about music, or like I'll be playing and it'll come in my room and be like, "Hey, like what are you doing?" And like we'll just ramble on about random stuff that comes up. Um, Living with them can be stressful sometimes, but that's just living with people in general.
Sure. Absolutely. Uh, I do want to expand upon that question. You
Uh,
live with two knights.
yeah.
Has that kind of perception changed your outlook of what Amp Guard is?
Uh, I don't think it changed my perception on like what AmpGuard is, but I think it has affected me in the sense of like that I definitely have the ability to do something great, whether that turns out to be like knighthood or like something else entirely.
Mhm.
I think definitely having those two role models. Oh, oh, excuse me.
Uh, Morgan would like to know: is there a lot of improv rap conversations?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Um, Although that sounds like it'd be pretty funny, like a TV show. It's just no,
Uh,
there's that much of that. But there is a lot of like Charles making movie references and me not even knowing what he's talking about.
That's fair. That
That's
makes
that's that happens a lot.
okay. And the last question in the Grown Up Guard is: what are your goals for Amp Guard?
Um, right now I guess I don't really have any. Um, I did end up being GMR, so I should probably short-term goal at start interacting with AmpGuard again, just because with COVID, like we didn't come out every week, so I just didn't do anything with AmpGuard for 7 months.
Well, we, that happens, I suppose. All right. So the next category that we have is called the art and the banjo,
Art
because
banjo.
there was some you know some art questions and some banjo questions, but
Okay,
we're starting with neither.
sorry. Okay.
Sir Francis would like to know, what is your favorite class, and the caveat is, why is it Giant Monster Spider?
Oh my gosh, I love that. Um, Giant Monster Spider is pretty great, in fact. I think I still have that costume with like the dangly spider legs. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh. I I had these daggers, like two daggers, and I would run around with them. And the giant spider, like it had webs, so like I could get like a 10-foot white strip or whatever, and people would be tangled if they walked over it. And so like it ended up trapping people and stuff like that. Is but mostly just running around being a spider, and I like flap, like rotate around and the legs would flap. It was a great time.
Fantastic. Um, so you're a Paragon monster.
Yes.
We don't talk about this enough. You're a Paragon monster. Um,
I
what
forget about that.
It's true. What tips and tricks would you give to a player aspiring to be a Paragon monster?
Uh, I would play something that you have fun with. Like I would play something that like you can enjoy. Like if you're playing monster classes to get Paragon monsters, then that's kind of iffy. But like if you're playing like if you're playing monster classes and figuring out all the stuff about monsters and how they work and like balancing them or whatever, because you love monsters and playing battle games and stuff, then I think that's the right way to go about it, I guess.
Big fun being goblins at the park.
Yeah,
It's stupid fun. It really
a
is.
lot of a lot of goblins.
A lot of goblins. Sir Smiley would like to know, and this brings us actually into the category of the art and the banjo.
Okay.
Why is the banjo better than the guitar?
Um, well, I wouldn't say that one is better than the other.
Okay.
Um, but I remember Charles talking about like a documentary on how like I watched some video and I think Charles was also watching something. And the banjo was actually like a more popular instrument before the Great Depression. Um, like guitars were just cheaper to make than banjos. Banjos had like metal, and then obviously like with the economy just being non-existent is a lot easier to get the guitar, and the there's just kind of like a weird stereotype attached to the banjo
Oh.
because like people are making banjos and it's like a cheap redneck instrument or something.
Okay. So it's better because there's metal in it. That's the right answer, right?
Sure, yeah,
Okay. Well,
maybe, sure.
I'm here for it, man.
If that's your takeaway,
Yeah.
close.
I like to make takeaways. It's what I do. Still, I would like to know: is a ukulele a good starting place to start playing a string instrument?
Uh, I yeah, I think so. Uh, it's small and you can hold it, and it's. I guess when I was trying to figure out how to play my ukulele, I guess it didn't get into my head as much because you can just like, it's a lot easier to do the chords, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, it also makes a really pretty sound no matter what you do with it for the most part. Uh, guitar isn't super easy. You have to put effort into learning it. You have to put effort into ukulele too, but I guess I don't know. I think
It's pretty
ukulele sounds better at the start, I would say.
okay. Uh,
I don't
so those are the banjo questions.
know. Okay.
Okay. Uh, Stillhead wants to know: do you art? Do you science?
Uh, I do art sometimes. Um, I end up like dabbling in different stuff. Um, this week, geez, this month I do want to do like some of the Inktober prompts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I got a bunch of pens on Saturday, so I got excited about that. Um, I don't science as much, but I do art occasionally with random stuff. Like I've tried like paper cutting. That was pretty fun. Uh, pixel art is pretty fun.
Okay.
Uh, art is fun. I do art sometimes.
I mean, he has the science of playing a monster class down. So don't take that away from yourself. You know, you're a scientist through and through, friend. Still would also like to know, what would a heraldry of Qwert look like?
I actually have no idea what it would look like. I guess that wasn't really something that I put any thought into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, Six Promethea from Iron Mountains gave us a heraldry class on Discord last week, and so Randall didn't. So if you were looking for a heraldry class that Sir Randall didn't do for you, Six Promethea did, and she put a slideshow in the Discord. So
okay.
It gave a bunch of us really great ideas. Oh yes, Sir Francis also like to point out that drum dice is a science. So
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you never.
I guess I do science.
There you go. But yes, so if you're looking into it, and I would suggest anyone for listening to KOK today, on our Discord, Six Promethea put up her slideshow for her heraldry class. You should go look at that. I know that there's at least a couple of people who got their heraldries built specifically after that class ended. So, and also Sir Randall did not help. I want to make sure that's perfectly clear. But yes, drum dice is a science, and also you never roll for an inside straight.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. You hear that, Stillhead? Blasphemer. Zana would like to know, what is your favorite event story?
Oh man. I don't even.
Can it just be the you go to bed, please?
No. I actually remember. Oh my gosh. What is his name? I don't remember his name. Delos. Delos. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember like I was hanging out with Charles and Delos, and like they're both joking around with me, and Delos was like, "Oh yeah, you want to like come to torches?" And then Charles is like, "No, never." I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Okay. Fighting over you between the fighting companies?
Yeah.
You're so popular.
Oh my goodness.
Zana would also like to know, do you remember the battle wagon?
The battle wagon from Maze? Yes.
Do you want to let the people in on what the battle wagon was?
Sure. I don't remember how it got there, or who brought it in, or why, but it's glorious. In Maze, we had someone sitting in the wagon and just running around in the maze screaming battle wagon. It was so much shenanigans, and other teams would like try and take over the battle wagon, and just lovely maze tomfoolery.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. Okay. Transitioning, if we will, still would like to know, and this is deep. So,
okay,
what are your thoughts about the kingdom as it continues activities during the shutdown? Do you have any suggestions for the kingdom during the shutdown?
well, I'm not a medical expert, but I would recommend listening to the medical experts. That's probably good. Big events with lots of people are probably bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Is there any class that you would like to be taught on Discord?
like a doing things or like
Yeah, like if you ask us to go talk to Six Promethea about having a heraldry class, KOK comes through and we get you a heraldry class. And we don't have to wait for Sir Randall to not deliver a heraldry class. We go get the heraldry class. That's what we do. We don't roll inside straights and we get heraldry classes. That's what we do.
That's what, okay. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a rap battle class.
Rap battle class. If my future regent is listening, rap a battle class. Rhyme something with orange, y'all. Here we go. Maybe Crown will come and give you the Illin like a villain question. That'll be great. Okay. Zana would like to know, how have you been doing with online classes? Do you have any funny stories from online classes or advice for surviving them?
Oh, um, well, I don't have any funny stories. Um, I guess with online classes, it's like hard to make them a priority just because it's not like you physically going to a place and like sitting down and like listening to a lecture or something. I don't have any Zoom classes, so there are Zoom lectures and stuff. But I guess for me, it's just kind of hard to make it a priority. And if that might be something that you're like trying to figure out, but like I'm trying to make it a goal to at least like work on schoolwork for an hour a day. I'm trying that out right now. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
We'll see.
we'll see. The last question before we get to the funny questions. Qwert,
Okay.
you're Squire.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity for you to talk about your belt line. Tell us about how you got brought into the belt line, the people that are in your belt line. Since you're a Squire, who do you look for when you're belting people, etc.?
Probably not looking to belt anyone anytime soon. I mean, I think I would know when there's someone that I feel like I could sort of mentor in a way. Um, but for me, like the belt line, the Sarah Anatol's belt line, like a lot of it is about like growth. Like it's not crazy like political, but it's kind of like about growth and like being a family together in a way. Like um like we have a Facebook group chat or whatever. And every once in a while like someone will post like, hey, how you guys doing? Or like someone will post like a recap of an event that they went to.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when we all get together, like we'll take a picture. Um, but it's definitely, I feel like it's for me it's definitely like more than Amp Guard. It's like a super personal relationship with all the people in there.
Cool. Now, Amtgard was already like a family to you, is what you said earlier, and then you've got this family inside of a family.
It's
So
Inception.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about some shout outs for those people in the belt line?
Oh, Serenitol, that Isaac,
That
uh,
Isaac.
Eric, Sir Shion, um, Kira, if she's watching. Hi. Uh, Belful. Is he? I don't know if he's a knight or Squire. I don't know. I think.
Well, if he's in Sir Anatol's line, Shion's also a knight, but he was through Anatol's line. A lot of history here you got to keep up with. Come on.
Sir Randall was Isaac's knight.
Oh,
Anatol's knight. Names.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Well, talking about all of these great people and the great family bond did bring another question to mind. Okay. Another family that you have. And since we are in October, you talk us through the Necrosages.
The Necrosages. Okay. Necrosages was kind of fun. Me and James and Spike and Talby just kind of liked hanging out at Ampguard. So we kind of made a household / fighting company. I think we're officially a fighting company. I don't know. But it was just something. It was an idea, and like we kind of all brought it together, and we made tunics and stuff. It's cool. And
yeah, I wanted to get a shout out for the Necrosages.
Yeah,
you're the leader now, right? You're the head sage.
Maybe I'm not sure.
Oh, man. Political structures are booming over there. All right. So that is the banjo and the art questions. Now we're going to enter the funny questions. Now, these are the most important questions to the Kingdom of Kodiak viewers.
These are the most important questions.
So when you answer these, think thoroughly and make sure you give full descriptive answers. We'll start off with Morgan. How do you feel about flail users? And can you help explain why they aren't people?
Wow. Okay. Well, there definitely are people.
Okay. Flails are.
They just choose to use a flail.
Yeah. Okay.
I get like it just feels cheaper fighting a flail because like not like direct sword fighting, but yeah, I don't know.
You got side eyes from Morgan in the chat, by the way.
Well, he's gonna have to live with that.
He's gonna have to. Moving on. Still Hot wants to know, what's your favorite Disneyland ride?
My favorite Disneyland ride?
Yo.
The only one, actually, no, I remember two of them. I remember the Tower of Terror. I don't remember what it was themed. I think it's like Transformers? No, that was a Universal Studios, right? There's Cars. The Cars one. I remember that one. I went to Disneyland in like I think it was sophomore year of high school. So it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Wow.
Like the rides from that trip. Like I spent a lot of time like hanging out with people, and like I went to this soap shop. It was like a kind of like I don't know. It was the soap shop that a couple of my friends like dragged me into. I bought this like vanilla ice cream smelling soap. It was nice, and it was shaped like an ice cream thing.
So he doesn't remember the rides, but there was a vanilla ice cream soap that he's very fond of, and we should all be happy for that. Still would also like to know, where in the world would you travel if there was no plague or no worry of money?
I've actually been thinking about like taking a road trip to some places like some different art places, like just like scrolling through my textbook or whatever. Uh, there's this place in California where it's like neon. It's like an office building, but with like neon lights everywhere. And I think places like that would be really cool to go see. Um, I've kind like I've always kind of thought it would be cool to travel to Japan. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, it would.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but I definitely do want to take a road trip after all of this is like done with.
Okay. All right. Big question coming here, Qwert.
Big
Big
question.
question.
Big question. All right,
Still
ready?
would like to know, are birds real?
Birds are real, but they're not what you think they are.
Oh, man. All right. Here we go.
Birds work for the government, and they're spying on everyone. So there's that to look out for. You might want to, you know,
Jesus. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
careful.
All right. Well, okay. Next question. Is Still Hat a real bear? Little insight here, Qwert. Still Hat just figured out that as the bears go, she
Okay,
is the sun bear.
the sun bear, like this, like a giant ball of fire.
No, like the bear, like the species of bear that's known as the sun bear.
Okay. I would. That sounds like a real bear. I
Okay.
mean, I don't think you have to be um like super scientific about it. You know, I feel like being a bear is more of a lifestyle than like a science, you know.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a science to being a bear, but I mean, sure, we can make it
I
about
mean,
lifestyle.
if you're asking if you're a real bear, you know, I feel like that there's a direction that you can go that's like, yeah, you're probably a real bear if you're asking if you're a real bear, you know?
Okay. All right. Um, what's the best WoW class, Amp Guard class, and why are they both Druid?
Okay. Um, the best WoW class is probably not Druid. Um,
Okay. I mean, we can agree to disagree, bud, but
okay, that's fair. That's
let's
fair.
hear your truth and we'll see what the reality is.
Um, well, this is from someone who doesn't play WoW, but you
Oh,
know, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, my
okay,
opinion is
sure.
like my opinion's up here, obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, I would say Hunter. Um, because actually, as a kid, I would listen to WoW parodies all the time. Actually, I still listen to WoW parodies. What am I with this? When I was a kid, nonsense, just all the time.
Okay.
Uh, and one of my favorite people to listen to is PvP Girl. I don't know if you've heard, but she plays Hunter,
Okay.
and she's in that PvP game.
All right. Well, what's the best class in Amp Guard?
Probably Mug, because they get to ignore Amtgard.
They get to ignore Amp Guard.
Yeah.
I want to tell the story.
I-
This is going to derail all of Kingdom of Kodiak. Do you remember the battle game I set up when I was park champion and everyone stopped playing? So the bards all went to like the the Song of Rest or whatever, and the
But
monks went in a sanctuary. And they all just went and sat under the tree.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. That was a good time when me and Chase were both still playing Bard.
Yeah,
We were just Song of Visiting,
yeah,
just chilling.
just chilling.
As you do in a battle game.
Right. So you have a conflict here. You're saying it's the hunter for WoW, but it's the
Uh-huh.
monk for Amtgard. So who's the winner of the two?
Who's the winner?
Yeah,
Uh, Giant Spider.
Giant Spider for the win.
Yep.
And we know someone who can play it. Paragon
Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Morgan would like to know,
Morgan would like to know.
how do you run away from what is inside your head?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right? Like, this is supposed to be a funny joke, Morgan. Damn.
I mean, there's definitely so many ways to do so, and like I do it all the time, but like you just can't. Like you can't run away from things in your head.
Is it Song of Visitation? Is that how you do it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you could, but don't. Like you like there's a voice inside your head, or there might be a voice inside your head that's telling you that you're a piece of shit. Like you gotta like confront that and be like, well, no, I'm not. Like this isn't actuality. Like that's not a belief that you should have about yourself.
Yeah.
Like you can't run from things that are inside your head. You have to confront them, is what I would say to that.
Yes, you would. I love that you said that too. Thank you. Still, I would like to know, zombies. Terrifying or reliable allies?
Well, if they're on your team, and they're probably still terrifying if they're on your team. But they're definitely allies if they're on your team.
Well, I mean, you are a necro sage, so this is your wheelhouse. We got to know about these zombies.
Yeah, it just depends. Sometimes you wake up the zombie on the wrong side of the bed, and it's just they're angry. They're angry at the world, but mostly they just want to eat brains. You gotta point them in that direction.
Put them in the brains direction. Got it.
And then really they're just gonna keep going.
Okay. All right. Morgan would like to know.
Okay.
If the dream of a butterfly is roughly 19 seconds, what do you suppose they would be dreaming about?
In 19 seconds? Oh man. I don't know. I feel like they might have dreams about being a cocoon again.
Oh.
Like some sort of like weird claustrophobia dream.
Okay. All right.
And then they wake up and they're not in a cocoon.
Yeah. So they feel better at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they wake up, but they could also have good dreams about doing butterfly things.
Okay. That's fair. Morgan would like to know.
Okay.
Who's your favorite lefty? And why is it Morgan?
Okay.
Okay. Here we are.
Kodiak
Well,
is also a lefty.
What?
Kodiak is also a lefty.
Well, I feel like if we're choosing sides, lefty is not the right side to be on,
Well, first of all, let me just point out, some of us didn't get a choice about this. We didn't get to pick and choose, Qwert. We were handed the cards. We were handed those cards, and us lefties are fighting really hard, okay?
Okay.
So who's your favorite lefty, Qwert?
if we're choosing from this list of 2 people,
Well, I mean, there's more.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Well, come on. Well, I mean, there's of course, and
Interesting.
yeah, there's also, and
Right. Uh-huh.
we don't have a left-handed sword knight in Dragonspine right now. Come on, there's no lefties.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
All
Xana
right.
lefty?
She might be. Still Hat's a lefty, so I mean, Still Hat's in the list now too. So there's 3 people to choose from. There's Kodiak, who's running the show, is one of your close personal friends and a temporary guardian for you when you need to travel.
Yeah.
Still Hat, who you hardly know, and also would roll for an inside straight if need be. And Morgan, who is all the way in Obsidian Gate and is probably a better fighter than Kodiak, but it's not all about fighting.
This is true. I guess this is gonna be another Kodiak point, apparently.
Woo! You hear that, Morgan? Still Hat? I got you on 2 different categories today. Oh, yeah. Best lefty bear right here. Best lefty bear. That's what just happened. Just happened. Anyways,
Wow.
we're moving on because we don't want to get hung up on me being the best bear.
Right. Obviously, we wouldn't want to get hung up on that. Right.
Still would like to know.
Okay.
Why is Marinara better when it's actually ranch?
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Do you repeat the question?
Why is Marinara better when it's actually ranch?
Well, my gut instinct is that the question is wrong.
No. I reviewed the question is right.
The question is right.
Yes.
But I don't agree with the question. I don't agree with the foundation, the core. I mean, if you like ranch, marinara being ranch, I imagine would be pretty great. I'm not a fan of ranch. I can't imagine, like, if you're washing your clothes with marinara sauce, yeah, that might be better if it's ranch.
What? If you're washing your clothes with marinara, it may be better with ranch.
It could be.
All right, Qwert. Okay. Sure.
You're throwing nonsense at me. I have to give it back.
You're doing great, bud.
Thank you.
All right. Final question of Kingdom of Kodiak, Qwert.
All right.
Beatrix would like to know, why is it this way?
Why is what this way? It?
If you don't know, she's gonna have to fill you in. But I mean, why is it this way?
People.
Yeah, mostly giant spiders. I'm sure have something to do with it.
They have something to do with that.
Yeah.
I think we all take a part in why it is this way.
Okay.
Whether that's Amtgard or something else. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's a collective happening there.
It's probably
maybe
government
birds. Yeah.
Dude, same page. All right. It's definitely government birds. Awesome. Qwert, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for coming on Kingdom of Kodiak.
Yeah.
If you could just bear with me, I have a couple announcements.
I can do that.
Kingdom of Kodiak watchers. Next week, we will have on Rada Yahunu God. Sorry, Rada, I said your name wrong. Order of the Ash member, friend to Bears, and from Florida. So be patient with her. Additionally, tomorrow there will be Cleo's add-on to the Kapora going up for vote. So please make sure you do that. Nextly, crown calls are coming up, and coronation is coming up, and there's an award recommendation sheet out. Hit that thing up and award some people some awards with some awarding. Do that thing. Don't wash your clothes in marinara or ranch. It's a horrible decision. Qwert, I'm so glad you came out. I miss seeing your face. We're gonna have to do a road trip to do some amp karting at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Until next time, folks. I've been Kodiak. This is Kingdom of Kodiak. See you next time.